You've seen it. Those strange shifting patterns that pop up in AI art. They're not just random, they're calculated. These algorithms are evolving, not just in code, but in taste. They're not mimicking human art, but creating their own. These algorithms are learning from vast datasets, but their output is often bizarre, almost alien in its beauty. It's not just about visuals, it's about how these systems adapt their aesthetic choices over time, influenced by feedback, data, and even randomness. We're used to AI solving problems, but now it's starting to solve the question of what is beautiful. This is the beginning of an algorithmic aesthetic revolution. And as it learns, it creates. The more it adapts, the more it surprises. This is not just AI. It's an evolving form of art, guided by code, but driven by creativity. So what exactly are we talking about? We're not just talking about machines that can paint or write poetry. We're discussing algorithms that learn, adapt, and evolve through exposure to vast amounts of visual data. These algorithms don't just mimic human creativity. They generate entirely new aesthetics by combining patterns, textures, and styles they've never seen before. At their core, these adaptive aesthetic algorithms are trained on massive data sets of images, learning to recognize structures, compositions, and color relationships. What makes them truly adaptive is their ability to not only replicate, but to reconfigure these elements in ways that surprise even their creators. This is the intersection of machine learning and artistic evolution, where code doesn't just follow rules, but begins to create its own. You might not notice it, but every time you scroll through social media, AI is shaping what you see. It's not just about recommendations, it's about aesthetics, subtly curating your visual experience to keep you engaged. These algorithms are learning from your behavior, adapting to your taste in real time. What you like, how long you look, and even your emotional responses are all data points that refine the visual content you're shown. This means the art you consume isn't just a reflection of your preferences. It's being shaped by AI to reinforce them. It's a kind of visual feedback loop, where the algorithm becomes a curator of your taste. And because this curation is happening so seamlessly, you might not even realize you're being influenced. The boundaries between what you choose and what you're shown start to blur, making it harder to distinguish your taste from the algorithms. The origins of AI aesthetics can be traced back to the 1950s, when early researchers like Marvin Minsky and Alan Turing began exploring how machines might mimic human creativity. These early systems were limited by computational power, but laid the foundation for algorithmic art. In the 1960s and 70s, artists and programmers began experimenting with algorithmic generation, creating works like the Cybernetic Serendipity exhibition. These early systems used randomness and simple rules to produce unexpected visual results. With the rise of the internet and open source tools in the 2000s, AI art became more accessible. Artists began using genetic algorithms and rule-based systems to create dynamic, evolving visual forms that could respond to input in real time. Today, deep learning models like GANs and diffusion models have pushed the boundaries of AI aesthetics, enabling machines to not only generate art, but to adapt, evolve, and even collaborate with human creators in real time. Imagine you have a robot that can learn to draw like you do. It doesn't just copy, it studies how you make shapes and colors work together. The robot uses special tools to understand what makes a drawing look right, like how lines connect or colors match. It doesn't just copy you. It learns from you, like a friend who studies your art to make their own. This is how AI creates art that feels like it knows you, even if it never met you. It's like teaching a robot to be an artist by showing it how you do it, and then letting it surprise you with new ideas. To begin, AI needs a foundation, a data set. This is like giving it a library of art, where every painting, photo, or design is a clue about what's possible. These images are not just random. They're carefully curated to represent different styles, periods, and techniques. a kind of artistic fingerprint for the AI to learn from. Once the AI has this information, it starts to form a kind of internal map of art. This map allows it to understand what makes a style unique and how to replicate or transform it. This setup is the starting line for the AI's journey. It's not about copying art, but about understanding the language of aesthetics and using that to create something new. Now we're diving into the heart of the algorithm, how it processes and transforms data. At this stage, the AI uses mathematical models to analyze patterns, not just in the data itself, but in the way it's structured. These models are trained on vast datasets, learning to recognize subtle shifts in style, color, and form. It's like the AI is learning to see the rules behind the art it's being fed. The algorithm then begins to generate new content by combining these learned patterns in novel ways. It's not just replication. It's a remix of artistic rules with a touch of randomness. This phase is where the AI's creativity truly starts to emerge. It's not making art in the human sense, but it's crafting something that feels intentional and aesthetically coherent. Finally, the AI evaluates the output, using feedback loops and loss functions to refine its results. This is the mechanism that ensures the generated art aligns with the aesthetic goals of the system. Now, the clever twist comes when the algorithm doesn't just follow rules. It starts to learn from its own mistakes, refining its aesthetic choices in real time. This is done through a process called reinforcement learning, where the AI receives subtle rewards or penalties for each aesthetic decision it makes. These rewards are often abstract, like a score that tells the AI whether a generated image feels balanced or visually pleasing, even if we can't put it into words. Over time, this feedback loop enables the AI to make increasingly subtle and sophisticated aesthetic choices, almost like it's developing a personal taste. It's not just about looking good. It's about understanding the language of aesthetics, and then using that language to create. At the core of AI's adaptive aesthetics is a complex interplay of neural networks and optimization algorithms, constantly learning and evolving to align with human preferences. These algorithms analyze massive datasets of art, music, and design, identifying patterns and structures that humans often take for granted. This process is not about copying human art, but about simulating the decision-making behind it, often leading to unexpected and novel creative outcomes. The science behind these systems is not just about computation. It's about how machines interpret, simulate, and ultimately mimic the essence of human creativity. Every aesthetic choice an AI makes is the result of countless iterations, mathematical models, and the invisible logic that governs its creative process. Imagine a painter who never stops learning from every brushstroke they ever see. They don't just copy, they absorb, adapt, and evolve, always chasing the next perfect shade, the next perfect shape. This painter doesn't have a plan, they just react, adjusting their strokes in real time based on what they've seen before. It's not about logic, it's about feeling, but the result is eerily accurate. It's like watching a child learning to speak. They don't think about grammar, they just mimic, repeat, and gradually understand the rules through countless examples. AI doesn't think like a human, but it learns like a child, absorbing data in waves, refining its understanding until it can create something that feels both familiar and new. This isn't genius. It's not even clever. It's just effective. A gloriously dumb algorithm that, through repetition, becomes a master of its craft. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.